self-determination. And secondly, there is all kinds of positions. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are talking about self-determination.
You don't know this. You don't know the nature of the Yoruba society. You don't. Most of the young people, and they are the majority in Yoruba land, want the self-determination of their Yoruba nation. That's the truth of the matter. That's what is keeping the movement going. And they are also doing so in the diaspora. Yoruba young men and women all over the world want their own country, separate from Nigeria. You cannot deny that. No matter how much you want to pander to the government, you cannot deny that. That's the truth.
But anyway.
The important thing, however, and I'm surprised that you are not talking about that, is that the Yoruba people who are fighting for self-determination are telling the world and telling themselves that they will do it only peacefully. We are Yoruba. We know our status in the world. We know our status in the black world. We do not want to destroy the peace of Nigeria, and we do not want to bring difficulty into the lives of any other group in Nigeria. But we want to get out of Nigeria. That's it.
Well, Prof, you are a strong member.
And you're not talking about that. You are asking me questions. You are asking me questions as if what OLAYOMI did has the support of the majority of Yoruba people who want self-determination. It is not true.
Well, Prof,
she has a small minority of a section that is ready to do illegalities. A year ago, they went and attacked a radio station in Ibadan, and so on. Now this year, they are attacking the entire government of Ibadan, and so on. No, but we have never sent anybody to go and do that, and we do not support it or encourage it. Prof, and we think it is criminal.
Prof,
and so if they get punished for their criminality, we have no objection to that.
Prof, you are a strong member.
You cannot, because of them, generalize opposition to self-determination. You cannot.
Well, Prof, you are a strong member of the Unity Party of Nigeria, also a very strong member of Afenifere. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are now talking about self-determination. What is the difference, in these two?
Our fathers in Afenifere are doing the right thing, talking about restructuring, so that we can go back and live our own life the way we used to live it prosperously. They're doing the right thing. There is nothing wrong with that. But we, another group of people, larger in number than they, are now saying, no, self-determination is the answer, not restructuring. Why? Because when you restructure, you are still in Nigeria. The people who are coming and disrupting your life and destroying your farms and killing your women and raping your mothers and daughters and so on are still Nigerians. They still have a right to come to Nigeria. The only final solution to that is to separate, so that you have a separate Yoruba country where we can make our own laws and so on, to which we admit only people we want to admit. So nobody can claim that they have a right to come to our land. They don't have such a. But as long as we are in Nigeria, no matter what restructuring is done, they still have the right to come to our land and do the things that we are doing. Nobody is talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms. I am not hearing that. I'm hearing only about government. I'm not hearing about people. You are not talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms, and that the Yoruba nation is in danger of famine upon famine upon famine for years and years to come. You are not talking of the fact that the Fulani declared war on Nigeria on the 24th of January and 26th of January and said that Tinubu is not our president. We are going to Aso Rock. We will take over the seat of government there, and we will use this place to organize the conquest of the rest of Nigeria. You're not talking about that. You are not talking of people who said, no Fulani man must be arrested for the bomb in Ibadan. If you do, you will have bombs in every town in Yoruba in Nigeria. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the sheer insult of living in a country where some people are treating the government like that. You are talking about Onitiri and so on. Why do our...
Well, Prof, let me ask you this. Self-determination,
you are entitled to your opinion. You are entitled to your opinion, but what I'm saying is that your opinion rigorously avoids the truth. Rigorously.
But Prof,
avoids the truth.
Nigeria, as Onigo Chiche told us in his research on ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, has over 300 ethnic nationalities. Will you recommend self-determination to all the other ethnic nationalities in Nigeria? For all these nationalities
those who want it have... Those who want it, don't ask me a general question. I'm asking for self-determination for a nation, the Yoruba nation. There are about 60 million people in Nigeria, and their territory is large enough to be a large country. So that's what I'm talking about. Any other nationality in Nigeria that wants self-determination is free to ask for it. I cannot come and ask for self-determination for nations that are not mine.
Possible.
No.
Well, Prof, as we have this, we're having this conversation.
June 3rd, 2024. A lot is happening in Nigeria. There's a strike going on. If the government refuses to pay the workers have the right to be free from the same bondage that the self-determination is asking for. So those of you that probably will be affected, mostly diaspora that are traveling out of Nigeria, diaspora that are going back in, let us understand that the workers that are currently on strike is their right, okay? So nobody should feel uncomfortable. What you can do is ask what has happened to the fraudulent senators that are well more paid than many senators around the world that have taken advantage of the fraudulent constitution to enrich themselves, to make sure that money that is meant for constituency project have now been converted into private businesses. So when some of you come out and defend these criminals, these criminal politicians, because according to the fraudulent constitution, most of these senators are telling us that they are the one in charge of these, constituency projects. And we know what happened. They will take part of the money, invest it for their own personal use. They will buy gari, buy ewa. So as the strike is going on in Nigeria, I am very pleased. And I hope the NLC will hold the government to the jugular. As I've spoken to my family, electricity has been shut down. The water supply to the National Assembly from information has been shut down. So let me give you, how and what is happening with the strike going on in Nigeria in terms of the development. I am very pleased. Inú mi ń dùn bó ṣe ń lọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Nítorí pé ẹ lè má jìyà kẹ́ má béèrè fún yín. Ẹ̀tọ́ táwa náà ń béèrè fún right wa ni àwọ̀ ìtí dé stage táwa máa jáde. President Bola Tinubu has the next 12 days to acknowledge our letter. So as we're going to be treating the fourth part of probably the third, the topic today is first and foremost in our ORILEEDE Yoruba, we shall seriously revive our national, and I hope that is the one we should be treating. Let me just double check because I don't want to jump. Okay, Atiwani number 3. If you have missed part of it, you would have to go back and follow what is happening. Moderika, stop reading everything. No, let me read as much as possible. Nobody should complain about me reading the letter out. me reading everything Baba Akintoye has written. I have even started converting it to audio from today. So my job is a lecturer, to lecture you all, including myself, from the lecture that we have taken from a professor. Because Bola Tinubu is not a professor. He might be well read, but kò kí ń ṣe professor, kò mọ̀ nípa history. And many of you that are out there do not know the background to Nigeria. Wọ́n kọ̀ bí ẹ sínú Nigeria ni, just like I was born into Nigeria. So somebody like Professor Adebanji Akintoye understand very well. And that is why he's saying that the good news and the path to prosperity in our Orilede Yoruba, I've read some of you saying that is an online country. Well, Nigeria will not be online because Nigeria itself is falling apart. It will be like London Bridge is falling down. How many people know that song? Èèyàn mélòó ló gbọ́ London Bridge is falling down? Because London Bridge was falling down at some point, especially when the IRA were telling the British, let us go, let us go, eventually, Kasala don't burst. But our it burst the Kasala. Watch the program yesterday. We are still in the negotiation stage. So when we say London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down, London Bridge is falling down, my dear lady. And I think I have the rhyme for us to go with it like this. All right, 1 minute. I will run 10,000 miles and move the London Bridge and add Nigeria into that part. Nigeria is falling down, falling down, falling down. Nigeria is falling down, my dear lady. Ẹ̀yẹ́ ṣàyọ ẹyọ London yẹn kúrò ń bẹ̀ kó wá fi Nigeria sí. Let's go together again. Oh yeah. Nigeria is falling down, falling down, falling down. Nigeria is falling down. Ẹ jẹ́ ká yọ kókó mélòó yẹn, ẹ jẹ́ ká tún lọ wá mi. Ó yá. Falling down, Nigeria is falling down, my dear. Kíyàn kan máa pè, need the call. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ wo ta ló ń fẹ́ disturb, ó ṣe jẹ́ gbà tá ti wà lórí ètò. Bishop ẹ ṣe sùúrù, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má ì tí pè wọlé torí orin yẹn gbọ́dọ̀ wọlé dáadáa, ẹ má ì tí pè wọlé ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ má bínú. Ó yá. It is already going down. Nigeria going down. Nigeria, that your beautiful country is going down. Henry Jobi sọ pé Nigeria has already even fallen down. No, ó ṣe fẹ́ go down. So let me give you the update before we play the anthem and we kickstart a program, and we might get report from Bishop Adesina that will be telling us what is happening right now. So as I have it right now, NLC says, and I quote, "We are on strike. Nigeria workers stay at home. Yes to a living wage, no to starvation wage." Mokia Imole Yoruba. Breaking news, NLC and the TUC begins nationwide strike, shut down the PHCN power grid. All airports in Nigeria left people stranded in Lagos and other part of the country. Lagos airport don't collect. This nationwide strike go tough. Oh, I remember my mom got caught up in one of them. The audio on the W76 media. What's wrong with the audio? Check the keyboard. There's no keyboard there. It's a mobile phone. Atodoyini Ewole Kejade. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. It is already going down. Wow. Total shutdown of the most busiest airport in Nigeria. Muritala Mohammed Airport 2. Lagos due to workers' minimum wage strike. It is completely empty. Wani Jagaban, can you hear that music? Easy Losobe. Share the program. Share the program. That's all you need to do. And you don't need the coupon, you can share. Why are you scared? Brother mi kan fún mi ní inspiration láti Dublin. Wọ́n ní Koiki, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ gan. Àwa ò gbójú síta, ìwọ ló ń gbójú síta, ló ń gbára síta. We love you, we appreciate it. Because ẹ̀yìn làwa wà lẹ́yìn keyboard. Nobody can see us. We can comment. People can probably use fake name to go on the social media. Àwa gbé gbogbo ara síta because we believe in the cause. Bàbá kí tó yẹ gbára síta ni. Go hide behind the curtains. Igbowo gbéra síta, go hide behind the curtains. And there's nothing that anybody can do because our right là ń jà fún. So let's go further with some of the update, then we play the anthem. Still on the Lagos airport, I hope something positive comes out of this strike. Well, that is what happened. Tí government bá ní orí òun yí, tí government bá ní orí òun yí, that there's something wrong with your medulla oblongata, people would do exactly what it is. So kudos to the NLC. No grief for anybody this 2024. No grief for anybody this 2024. Restructuring is too late.
Very clear. We made a declaration saying that it's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. You will remember in 1962, there was a massive problem in Nigeria when Awolowo was arrested. Our people talked to us. There was crisis for over 4 years that led to the coup. There was a Yoruba meeting of elders called the Yoruba Leaders of Thought. We relented. The thing continued. Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time.
Yoruba has continued to lose ground since that time. And that is why we will be discussing. Here, we've gone a little bit. We should be dealing with number 3. We shall revive and strengthen our education. That is the topic there, not number 4. So I was going to jump a little bit. So I might change headline here because education, let's go further.
In 1993, there was the annulment of the June 12 election. Shiju Ade, the former Oni, spoke and said Yoruba should go ahead and conduct an election. We did. It led to nothing. The same thing happened in 1998, just before the handover to the democratic elected government. Yoruba did not want to go for anything like Nigeria again. But then it failed. Look at where we are. Yoruba has been losing ground since 1914. And we are just tired. We are not for restructuring. It's too late for restructuring in Nigeria. It's too late for sovereign national conference. It's too late for resource control. What we want now is Oduduwa Republic. And we are very categorical about that. We have made that very clear. We have made declarations. And we are very serious about our demands. Every region just go to its own tent. Yoruba wants to be on its own because the problem that Yoruba has is Nigeria. Nigeria is the problem, is the impediment to Yoruba development. Is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1962, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France. We had radio before South Africa. Now look at where we are today. I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring?
This country that
this country that is already shot to pieces.
Shot to pieces. So the topic has been updated because we can't go too far. We have to treat number 3 and not number 4. It is going to be the good news path to prosperity in our ORILEEDE. Path to prosperity. That is what we are treating, and we will continue that. So let's play the anthem, and we go straight, and I'll be telling you more about what is happening in Nigeria regarding, the current protest of the NLC. My name is OLAYOMI KOIKI. Welcome to the transmission, and good afternoon, good evening. Okay, Eke. Thank you so much. And like I said, after the anthem, I go straight to our analyst that will tell us what is happening regarding the development with the NLC. Then I'm going to go straight into the discussion this afternoon. So we have about roughly 2.5 hours to play with. Please share the program. That's all you can do for me. Thank you so much. Remember, my platform is shadow banned. That means that many people will not get notification. You need to follow all the platforms. We are live with many platforms. If one is giving you headache, follow another one, and that way you're not missing anything out. That is the only thing I can say I can't do with you not receiving notification of my broadcast. Moki Yatobi Milomo, Moki Babakito Yatigbo, and the rest of those that are working hard so that we can actualize the Yoruba nation. Well, I welcome you to the transmission so that we don't go calling names and many names. It will take a bit of time, but we'll appreciate some of you during the course of the program. So let's go straight and first get, what is happening with the development inside Lagos State and some other part of Nigeria as we have it right now. Hello, Bishop, go ahead. I'll give you about 10 minutes to give us the latest development with the NLC. At about 3 o'clock, I will wind you down if you have not finished. You have 15 minutes. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, as the NLC strike started at midnight Sunday, 2nd of June, till this morning, Monday, 3rd of June, the strike of the NLC, nationwide strike, and it is indefinite, according to Joe Ajero, the NLC chairman. Now, there are some government agencies that have followed suit in the strike. Government agencies that follow suit. We have the Nana electricity staff. So all the Nigerian electric grid has been shut down. So about 3 days ago, even before the commencement of the strike, the entire Nigeria is in darkness, no light. No light. And also
we also have the NLC today with a kind of cane. There is a cane they call pankere in Yoruba language. Is a cane made from a bamboo stick. It's called pankere. Was used to whisk out of office the Federal Inland Revenue staffs. So they enter the parastatal and send all the staffs away. So and lock down the Federal Inland offices. Now we also have all the academic union, all the federal and state academic union, university, all of them, university shut down. They are all shut down. Now, and the strike is indefinite, and the discussion between the labor and the federal government on agreed wages, minimum wages, meet deadlock. They cannot resolve. And what the labor minister said, labor leader said, is that the federal government called them to a meeting, only for them to arrive at the meeting. The federal government who called them for the meeting did not come, but only send people that are not relevant to the discussion there. So they realized that the federal government over the years has been playing with them, and at this time, there is no more joke. And one thing we also discover in the strategy of the NLC is that being that they witness a kind of government strategy in dealing with the labor, sending out police with guns, shooting tear gas at them and at the protest and all that. So that couldn't work. So they changed their strategy. They are not as out as like before, but they are strategically into parastatals to execute a shutdown of the nation. And the last parastatal they are shutting down is the fuel stations, so that no, there wouldn't be any movement. And what we they looking at all this shutdown. A lot of people here in Alimosho were saying that they were surprised at the actions of NLC, because the NLC were never taken serious when they are talking about strike before. But this one, they were shocked, and they see that what NLC is doing, they really mean business, and it's not like it's not game as usual.
Okay.
And a lot of people now have started going to buy food stuff in the house.
Okay.
So that, buying food stuff in the house. There are people that from the Yoruba aspect that we are assisting here for provisions and all that. Now that the demand for provision has skyrocketed, and the logistics to distribute this thing within short time is now very high. I was out this morning to go and look into how those things will be distributed between today and tomorrow. Because the filling station have started a shutdown already. As at this morning, there are still some filling stations selling, but as at this time, filling stations have started closing up. And I saw that some filling station people have started queuing, so they want to sell off, and they don't want the NLC to finish up with them by locking up their station. So these are present situation in Alimosho area, Lagos, Nigeria. Everywhere shut down. The private vehicle are still moving, but private markets are still moving, but every public office is shut down. Public school shut down. Polytechnic university shut down. Electricity shut down. No light anywhere. Everywhere total darkness. And we don't know how there is coming up on the fuel sellers, distribution. That's going to be shutting down also. So we will be updating as further as situation is going on here, so that the people can know what is happening. But now people are catching up and quickly start buying food stuff in now. That they see that it's not the game as usual.
For the benefit of our audience that are Yorubas, all in our rural areas, English is never our first language. It was forced on us by the British in 1914 due to the fraudulent amalgamation. If you can also help us to summarize this in Yoruba, and then I would have one or two questions that I'm going to be throwing to you as well. So I'm going to allow you to flow again, and don't worry too much about me giving you time frame. You know, you are one of the staff, freelance for us as an analyst, and also, the builder of the Ruba. If you have not heard about Ruba is just a way to protect and save the Yoruba currency. I mean, the Yoruba money. As you all know, your money is draining very fast in Nigeria, so you can always keep a little bit of your money in the Ruba should you want to, and it is also authenticated by our leader, the Yoruba self-determination leader under Professor Adebanji Akintoye. So, Bishop, in Yoruba, do the same thing, and let's do justice so that our people at home, and most of them that are outside the country, because not everybody that are outside the country speak English, even though some of them are in English country. So I'll allow you to flow again, please.
Oh, thank you very much. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Ohun tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nílé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ òun ni pé láti aago 12 òru àná Sunday ni àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tá à ń pè ní òṣìṣẹ́ NLC wọ́n dá iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ láti òru àná dé ní Monday the 3rd àti òru àná the 2nd oṣù June ni wọ́n ti dá iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀kẹ̀rẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ kan ti tẹ̀lé wọn dá iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ iná tó ń ṣètò iná láti ìjẹta ni wọ́n ti pa gbogbo iná tí ó ń tàn ní orílẹ̀-èdè gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Kò síbì kan ní Nàìjíríà báyìí tí ẹ máa ti rí iná, pàápàá jùlọ ilé ọkọ̀ bàálù airport, kò sí iná ńbẹ̀, kò sí iná ní àdúgbò, kò sí iná ní gbogbo ibikíbi. Wọ́n ti pa iná tó ń tanná sí ìlú nílẹ̀ èdè Nàìjíríà. Àwọn tó ń lo jẹ́ẹ̀nì ni wọ́n máa tan jẹnẹrétọ̀ fi níná fúnra wọn. Then àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ university, polytechnic àti secondary school, primary school, gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n ti ilé ẹ̀kọ́. Àwọn ọmọ padà sílé, kò sí iṣẹ́ láti kọ́ anybody tí onílégbélé òun ni wọ́n ṣe. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀rẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ orí omi maritime, àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní orí omi, gbogbo wọn pátá ni wọ́n ti ní kán da iṣẹ́ sílẹ̀. Gbogbo wọn kò sí ẹnì kankan tó lọ láti sọ pé òun fẹ́ lọ clear container o àbí kìíní kan, kò sẹ́nì kankan tó máa bá ń bẹ̀. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ti di gbáfe kó nílé gbélé ẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ní wọ́n ṣàlàyé náà wípé lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n bá parí gbogbo yẹn, àwọn tó ń ta epo ni wọ́n máa kẹ́yìn lé lórí, tí wọ́n máa pa ilé epo pátápátá tí ọkọ̀ ò ní rìn mọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n nísìnyí ní area Àlímọ̀ṣọ́ ọkọ̀ ṣì ń rìn sí gbogbo ní ẹ̀ka Èkó, ọkọ̀ ṣì ń rìn. Àwọn ọkọ̀ tó jẹ́ wípé aládàáni ni ọkọ̀ ṣì ń rìn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn nǹkan tó jẹ́ ti ìjọba, iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba, wọ́n ti gbogbo ẹ̀. Ní àárọ̀ yìí ẹgbà pankẹ́rẹ́ ni àwọn labour yìí, àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọ̀nyí ni wọ́n kó dání pẹ̀lú èrò tí wọ́n ya lọ sí ilé-iṣẹ́ ìjọba tó ń gba owó orí, FIRS, Federal Inland Revenue, tó ń gba owó orí, tí wọ́n ń ná gbogbo wọn àti ọmọdé àti àgbà àti ọ̀gá, tí wọ́n ń ná wọn jáde kúrò ní ilé-iṣẹ́ ìjọba, tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ọ́fíìsì wọn pa wípé ilé-iṣẹ́ ìjọba kankan kò gbọ́dọ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ títí di ìgbà tí orí ìjọba bá pé, wípé ohun tí wọ́n májẹ̀mú tí wọ́n bá àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba dá lórí owó tó máa san fún wọn, owó ọ̀yà wọn, kọ́ wa mú ṣẹ. wípé owó tí wọ́n bá wọn sọ tí wọ́n fọwọ́ bọ̀wé fún máa san òun kọ́ ni wọ́n sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ máa san yẹn. Wípé owó ká owó ọ̀yà san kò ká owó mọ́tò lọ́bi iṣẹ́ dépò owó oúnjẹ. So àwọn ohun tí ó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn tí àwọn aráàlú tí a bá sọ̀rọ̀.
ìyẹn gangan mo fẹ́ béèrè pé báwo làwọn aráàlú, how are the citizens responding, to this, because they are the one that are going to be going through, the real drill of what is happening. So I wanted to ask that as a question. So go ahead.
Àwọn aráàlú tí a bá sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n sọ pé ó jẹ́ ìyàlẹ́nu fún wọn nítorí wípé tí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ bá ní wọ́n fẹ́ daṣẹ́ sílẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ tó ṣẹ́jú pẹ́ ìjọba ti fà wọ́n mọ́ra wọ́n ti tó sọ pé àwọn kó gbà wọlé. Òun ni ojú tí àwọn aráàlú fi ń wò ó. Ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tí ó di àárọ̀ yìí tí wọ́n rí gbogbo ohun tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀, gbogbo ilé epo wọ́n ti ń ti ilé epo wọn. Ní àárọ̀ yìí ilé epo ṣe ń ta epo. Nǹkan tó bá ti ń jọ mọ́ epo ó máa tètè ń ká aráàlú lára nítorí pé ó máa ń affect oúnjẹ, ó máa ń affect iṣẹ́, ó ń affect owó. So nígbà kan rí pé ilé epo ń tà láàárọ̀ yìí, ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó máa jọwọ́ aago 12 gbogbo àwọn ilé epo bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ti ilé epo wọn. Àwọn ilé epo tí ò tíì ti ilé epo, èrò ti ń pọ̀ níbẹ̀ tí wọ́n ti ń queue láì ṣe wípé fuel scarcity wà. So wọ́n dẹ̀ tún gbọ́ wípé wọ́n láwọn LSC pé lẹ́yìn tó bá ti gbogbo iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba tán orí ilé epo náà máa wá pàbọ̀ sí. So wọ́n fẹ́ kí wọ́n wá ṣe jàǹbá fún wọn ní ilé iṣẹ́ wọn. So wọ́n tètè ń tì fúnra ara wọn. So èyí á jẹ́ kí onílégbélé finally àwọn tí ó ṣe ń répo ra rìn káàkiri tán bá répo mọ́ wọ́n á jókòó sí ilé wọn. Then kò sí ẹni tó máa bọ́ síta máa ṣe òun protest dépò pọ́lọ́pàá máa yìnbọn tí a ga jùlọ wọn. But àṣẹ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ yìí ó múlẹ̀ nítorí wọ́n mú àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ ìjọba yìí ní ojúkojú one by one láì ṣe bí jàǹdùkú lójú títì. So eléyìí jẹ́ káwọn aráàlú rí wípé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ó yà wọ́n lẹ́nu ní ọ̀tẹ̀ yìí. So ìgbésẹ̀ tí wọ́n ń gbé òun ni kíákíá kí wọ́n tètè máa lọ ra oúnjẹ sílé nítorí wọn ò mọ ìgbà tí wọ́n máa dẹ́kun ìyanṣẹ́lódì tí wọ́n gbẹ́nu lé nítorí wọ́n sọ wípé indefinitely ní wípé kò ní òpin ìgbà tí ìjọba tí ó bá ara ẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ ni ó tó máa lópin. So èyí ni ìgbésẹ̀ tí èyí ni response èsì àwọn aráàlú àti ìgbésẹ̀ tí àwọn èèyàn fẹ́ máa gbé tí wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí gbé. So store food and so.
Thank you so much, Bishop, for taking us through, the two sides. Just one more question. Many Nigerians outside are monitoring these developments, not that we are pleased with the development, but because we have a system that has failed millions of Nigerians, and that is one of the reasons why we are also campaigning, to exit Nigeria. You talked about the education, and the section we're going to be treating later on in this program is we shall revive and strengthen our education. And I've been reading reports, coming through, the wire, that the many universities, I've just picked up one, Kaduna State University, compliance. Almost all the universities are also in compliance. I'm also getting that Labour have now shut down the National Assembly, the Federal Secretariat. It seems it is really going down. But the most important aspect is, apart from the hospital, I've seen the nurses are also going on strike. The Academic Staff Union of the University you talked about, ASU, has also joined. But let us go back to when Buhari was in power. Buhari shut down ASU for over 9 months. What is the difference between that and then ASU being part of the NLC? Because I'm not too sure whether we had the NLC as at the time Buhari shut down the university. So it seems that everything was going in accordance, even though students were getting pregnant because they were no longer in school.
Okay, there is a big difference between that time and now. The difference that time is that it's about ASU and the federal government alone. But now it's about labor. The labor comprise all the federal and state parastatal labor force, either ASU, NUPENG, all of them, include if Nigerian police, if they are sensible, they will drop all the uniform and gun and sit at home. And that's what it's going to result to at the end, because there is nobody to hold. That's why I said the labor have changed their strategy. Unlike before that, they will go on the street and be making noise, rallying, that they will send all these stupid idiots with uniforms, carry guns, and shoot them. And there is no case in court and all that. So it's like they have changed their strategy. Nobody is doing all that. They are going straight into their offices, into their house, and shutting down the system, the parastatal. They are shutting down straight. There is nobody you can hold. There is nobody you can pinpoint to. There is no police that can say somebody is misbehaving or rioting on the road. They are shutting everything down. And if educational body feel that it doesn't concern them, when students do not have transport or avenue to move to school, or it's not safe coming to school, what is the essence of the school itself? So they will comply and shut down too. So they have seen and know what is on the ground, what is ongoing, and they have no option than to join, that everybody stay off, because what is coming is not game as usual. It's not game as usual, and it's not joke. It's not joke.
And also, can you confirm if WAEC is currently going on? Because I know that, last week, a lot of people were complaining that, the sit-at-home from the southeast, the sit-at-home from the government in exile of the Biafra, for 3 days, colluded with Friday when there was going to be a maths WAEC. This time around, do we also have, WAEC going on a Monday, the 3rd, across Nigeria, as you can confirm, if yes or no?
No. I've not got, as of today, I've not gotten any information that WAEC is going on. As of today, I've not.
Okay. All right.
Except if I got otherwise, yeah.
All right. Then. So what we'll do is, we will leave you to come back at any point while the program is on. If you have any other update that you want to give me, please do not hesitate to to call in and interrupt the program. You are more than welcome to do so, because you are giving us a first-hand information that we cannot use money to buy. Thank you so much, and that is one of our own Yoruba Nation leader. Thank you for giving us that. So as you can see, if you're watching me on the laptop where we are streaming from, which will be updated later on to all the other platforms, you can see the video playing behind me is currently the the Kaduna Polytechnic student have been locked out by the labor officials. Students of the Kaduna State Polytechnic have been locked out of their campus by the labor officials in compliance with nationwide indefinite strike that has been declared by the NLC and the TUC. So it looks like it's currently going down. It's going down. Well, like I said to us, that is just one section of many of the problems that would eventually allow Nigeria to collapse. Because whether the government comes back to have conversation with them, as long as they're not satisfied, they have the right. They have the right under the laws of Nigeria to tell their workers to pull out from offices. Yes, my family is at home. They have been affected already. There's no electricity at where my family that are currently in Nigeria. So many people are stuck. As some of you that are traveling, the airline, I don't know whether they'll be able to function if there's not enough staff that will man the airport. So those that are meant to return back to UK, America, all over the world, within Africa, everybody will be affected. But that is on that. We're going to go straight into our own discussion for today. We shall revive and strengthen our education. Who is saying this, and where is this coming from? I'm going to just go straight again to, this discussion that we've started. This is the third week. And every week we will discuss it. We will do a lot of analysis around it. The reason why we have to talk about the current development in Nigeria is because and that is what is leading, because for years, the workers have not enjoyed the wealth of Nigeria. When you have a governor or former governor like Yaya Bello, a criminal that should be locked up, using the state fund to pay for his own school children fees, not in naira, in dollars. So if anybody's out there and you are angry with the current strike, you are not being honest and loyal, at least to the workers. Because Yaya Bello pulled out $720,000 and paid up front. Many of these workers, their children that are even not attending a private school, a public school, can no longer afford it. So as things is going from here in the UK, I am very, very happy and pleased to see compliance. And I hope when we also come out at the appropriate time, 12 days is what is left for Tinubu to acknowledge our letter. What is going to happen? I don't have it on my desk. I've not been told to say anything because I don't have any information from Yoruba. But what I know is that Tinubu has 12 days from today to acknowledge the letter that we sent. So we're going to start with the good news, Path to Prosperity in our ORILEEDE Yoruba by Professor Adebanji Akitoye. Let me just do the introduction again, then we go straight into it. And later on throughout the week, up to Sunday, there will be all discussion around it. The focus point of today's topic is surrounding education. Kí ló dé tí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ń sá jáde kúrò ní Nigeria láti lọ ṣe more further education outside Nigeria? Why not we do our PhD in Nigeria? Why not stick to our masters? Yes, I understand majority of you want to come and study in an advanced country. Yoruba was well advanced than UK and America, but unfortunately, it is now the other way around. But many of us are using that to japa. There's no doubt about it. But the UK is cutting the net migration. As of today, UK says, and I quote, that we can no longer allow students to bring their family. It has become a burden. But in Yoruba land today, ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá ò tẹ̀ tí lè access quality education. And this is why Baba Akitoye says that Yoruba country should be independent so that we can have top-notch education, quality education. Atinwa educated, but it seems that is, even if you tell somebody to give you a summary of something, they cannot even put it down. It is not your fault whether it's in English. Toba kuku je ede Yoruba. Yes, it is our right to start developing our own syllabus in Yorubas, because many people are not failure. You cannot tell a Chinese student to recite something in English. He will be asking you why. Because English is often common in China. Yes, they do come out of China so that they can grab a bit of English. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Yorùbá la fi ń ṣe physics, Yorùbá la fi ń ṣe biology, Yorùbá la fi ń ṣe government, Yorùbá la fi ń ṣe home economics. For the period, láti kékeré lọ́ti ń fi èdè Yorùbá fi kọ́ wa ní ABDA. We will not be worried about English. But today, even many of you have come out of university and you're coming out in dozens, in millions. But there is no job, there's no opportunity, and that means that education is no longer valid. And I can tell you, when I came to UK about 24 years ago, I presented my WAEC to one of the universities and they rejected it because they couldn't authenticate it. They couldn't confirm it. I was told that there is no body, the body that is called the West African Examination Council here in UK. And you wonder that should not be happening. I was able to use my Cambridge O-level. Even though I failed the Cambridge O-level, that was more accepted than my WAEC. That tells you that the quality of education in Nigeria is gone. So let's go straight into it. Introduction. In the following pages, I try to present the glorious pictures of our soon-to-come country, our Orilede Yoruba, I try to describe the dreams that are impelling millions of Yoruba men and women in all countries of the world to engage seriously in the Yoruba self-determination struggle, to come together in countless self-determination organizations and clubs, to keep awake for many hours, night after night, putting ideas from their disciplines and professions in writing about how soon to come country shall be great, prosperous, and powerful in the world. God Almighty made us Yoruba people, a great people of talent, intellect, and skills, and the large numbers of us are now pouring out those gifts into the ideals that will make our country one of the greatest and the most famous countries in the history of the world. And that will make us Yoruba people a loving, laughing, humiliated family of happy and contented men and women and children. A lot of intellectual and other effort by our people come to me as a father of the self-determination struggle. All together they make me humble, happy, proud, employing my own speciality and insight. I hereby put forth, point by point, the main items of what I perceive to be our nation's purpose, determination, and expectation. I urge all Yoruba people to read it, and I urge each to endeavor to bring the benefit of his or her own speciality to bear on any of its various points. In its totality, this is a manifesto from those of us who are fighting for our sovereign Yoruba nation, our independent Yoruba country separated from Nigeria. I live in the unwavering faith and hope that our Yoruba country shall soon be free, and that thereafter we shall see the glory of God upon the life of our free and sovereign Yoruba nation and upon all of us as people. So, inti baba kito inshallah níbẹ̀ ni pé a máa ṣiṣẹ́ back to back. Gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ń sọ pé ẹ fi dá sí, ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ lo talent yín. You got to get involved, because by getting involved, we make it much more better for us. Like I said, Buhari shut down Southwest across Nigeria for 9 months. Universities, polytechnics, technical schools were closed. And you can tell that Buhari doesn't value education because these are animals. And we don't want to live with animals because animals that live there in UK are well maintained. Buhari was never one that prefer education. They prefer the cow rearing and using that to steal the ruga, the waterways of our people. And that is why we cannot live with them. We have to go our separate ways, have our own independent Yoruba country. And that takes us through the third week of the discussion. If you want a copy of these, it is already on my website, www.koikimedia.com. It has been shared multiple times on the WhatsApp group, and it is important we can, work copy and keep it, read it continuously. It will inspire and prepare your mind. So, Yoruba nation, you tell them that education is one of the reasons why we want Yoruba nation. Quality education. Oh yes, we can do part exchange countries around the world, but I don't want our people to run away. I will tell you a little bit of what I went through. Many of you don't understand that. I have told you that the UK education, when it comes to those that are foreigners, I'm not talking about those that have lived here, that have the right to be in this country. If you're an immigrant that wants to come and study, remember that UK universities are business centers. Emi only afforded. I had to pull out of the university at some point because I was told when I came here 24 years ago that I have to be paying international fee. How some of you have been able to come up with this large amount of money to start with and then want to use that to fund education in UK is what I don't understand. Many Nigerians now are stuck in UK because they can no longer afford their university fees. And you know why? But I just want to point this out, that when we look at people say, I'm a worker in the UK, yes, it is good. But remember that Nigerian students, according to the BBC and according to Koikimedia, university students are currently stuck in UK. You know why? Because the Nigerian exchange rate has collapsed. and they can no longer afford it. And this was 2 days ago, somewhere in Newcastle, according to the BBC. Nigeria acts over students told to leave UK. They are now told to leave UK after they have paid so much money. But it seems that the federal government, from what I'm told, probably wants to get involved. Crisis hit university students have ordered to leave UK. Why? The Nigerian students have been thrown off university courses and ordered to leave the United Kingdom after a currency crisis left them struggling to pay tuition fees on time. Tó bá jẹ́ pé Yorùbá country dá wà, àwọn ọba ṣe fẹ́ funded tó fẹ́ lọ kàwé níta during the Western region. I'm sure people were funded to go on further and then come back home and support the government. But most of you that are living in Nigeria is not the support of the government. You are not being subsidized as against people going to Mecca, where the government just paid 90 billion naira. Like I said, more analysis will be coming throughout the week on the topic, but let me go straight and dive into the discussion straight away. Okay, I think let's go. Once again, a very good afternoon and welcome to this conversation. Okay, where is the education one? It seems that it's not lined properly. That is what makes me not to have seen it earlier. It might be no see me. Today is the 3rd June 2024. Okay. Is on page 27. That is the reason why. Page 27 lower. I was looking for it. That's why I was confused. So it wasn't lined properly. That's why. Okay, I found it. What to that according to how they should have done so. Page 27. I just look at page 27. I can't find it. Now I have to print this out. She print on me while on. Let me print it out as well so I can just have a copy. It might be to see me. Let me just get my printer because that would be better. Let's get the print out. Because sometimes, all right, let's print out. I'm trying to find the margins are yes. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá tó ń gbọ́ wa nílé níko. What tó ní ilé tá fẹ́ discuss is what I'm looking for. So it looks like it's not lined properly. A very good afternoon once again. As many of us following development in Nigeria, let us remember that, yes, okay, that's it. We shall revive and strengthen our education. Education is the greatest enterprise of a modern Yoruba people. From the counting of schools to West Africa in about 1840, the Yoruba led the rest of Africa in education. Free primary education started in 1955. In the Yoruba Western region, widening the gap very seriously. But since the independence of Nigeria in 1960, it looks like my paper have run out. Okay, still printing. Run out, but still printing. Since Nigeria independence in 1960, various factors have combined to rob the Yoruba gradually of their lead in the school enrollment and in the quality of education. Rejection of education by those controlling the federal government of Nigeria resulted in low budgetary allocation for education. By about 2005, only about 6% of Nigerians' budget was being allocated to education. Remember that in some years of the 1950s, Chief Obafemi Awolowo's Western regional government was allocating as much as 40% of the budget to education. Remember too that the UNESCO suggests that 26% allocation will be about the good average for education in any country. In the most state of Yoruba Southwest, teachers' salaries were not being regularly paid. Morale was seriously lost among teachers. Schools were no longer receiving adequate teaching materials. School buildings are deteriorated. By 2010, the massive unemployment among young graduates of schools, colleges, and universities was discouraging Yoruba parents about education. By that date, many schools of the Yoruba Southwest were no longer performing as well as schools in other parts of Nigeria in the public examinations, and school enrollment was starting to fall. We Yoruba people have lost our leadership position in education in Nigeria. In our ORILEEDE Yoruba, we will have excellent opportunities to take back our strength in education. In general, we will make the right budgetary allocations for education. In the first few years, we will provide other funds for revamping the quality of the buildings and the physical properties of our educational institutions. We will elevate the teaching profession to its place as a noble profession. We will provide for renewal learning programs. For teachers, we will celebrate a Teachers' Day annually. We will establish performances contests among schools in the public examinations. Finally, we shall make all our students computer literate. We will assist our 4 oldest universities, Ibadan universities, Obafemi Awolowo University, Lagos State University, and Ilorin University. To rise quickly to the ranks of the highest and the best universities in the world, we shall seriously elevate all our other universities too. We will make technology a very emblematic feature of our whole educational system. We will revive to make our educational system, our educational institution rank among the best in the world. We shall have free education for our children up to higher school certificate. We shall then have a tertiary educational loan system for university, college, and polytechnic education. We shall create a vocational fund for short-term vocational career programs at home and abroad. Finally, we shall recreate a fund which our father Awolowo established in 1950s, a fund from which our talented university students, if sent by their university or invited by international organizations to which they belong, will be able to participate abroad in holiday student programs, conferences, and other events. So you can see that that is a very short one on education. Baba Akintoye said that these are pointers that we can just use to develop, and then I will do as much of my own analysis around it. So since it's not a long one, in tí wọ́n sọ nípa education ilẹ̀ Yorùbá lẹ́ni ni pé àwọn Nigeria after tagba independent lákọ̀ọ́kọ́ tabak sọ̀rọ̀ nípa education, modern Yoruba people as far back as 1840 níran Yorùbá ti wà well educated. Nígbà tó máa di 1955 gbogbo wa la gbọ́ pé free primary education ó wáyé, kódà secondary school education náà wáyé. Mo kí gbogbo èèyàn wa tí ẹ̀ ń darapọ̀ mọ́ wa. Nígbà tó máa fi di pé a wá lọ sí independent Nigeria tàgbà, Nigeria tó kìí ṣe country nítorí pé èdè ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni wá. Àwa rí pé láti ìgbà yẹn decline bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wáyé. You will not be surprised that ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Yorùbá lẹ́ni, right? I remember when I was in secondary school in Abeokuta Grammar School, most of the way we were taught, when the teacher comes in, some of them are very, very strict. Some of them, they come in and you just have to start taking the notes. They don't write anything on the board. That is when those quality education was there. I don't know how far it has become like this. And the fact is because, well, pump owó sínú ẹ̀. Nígbà tí bàbá wó lọ́wọ́ bí a ṣe gbọ́ nínú nǹkan tí bàbá Akíntóyè kọ yìí pé ní 1950 the budget of our education was 40%. In Nigeria, as at 2005, the budget of education was 6%. And you are expecting a top-notch, a better quality education. Many people today can no longer even defend their academic records. You know what I'm talking about. I am not talking about certain set of people, but majority of the students to the university learning, you can't defend it. That is what will affect you when you first travel out. Even though your education, your PSC, you will not be able to use it to get a job abroad. You will probably be a very, very top-notch, important person. And when I mean top-notch, your quality of your background education will be means that you will probably get scholarship, or you will probably get those jobs at the KPMG. If you are thinking that because Oshitoni University of Lagos, you will work with KPMG when you get to UK, you will do cleaning job as much as you can. Or you probably get a COS that will allow you to work in the healthcare sector, because the UK doesn't want you to come in and work in the KPMG. The UK doesn't want you to come in and then ask to be worked. Though, me saying that, we have few people that are coming in. I was surprised when I got a call. I won't tell you when that call came through. And that blew my head away, because this is the first time I know it's happening that the British is now recruiting Nigerians into the military here in UK. I'm going to do a little bit more research on that. But I got a call. This is not a hearsay. This is somebody that was brought in from Nigeria, worked with the British. Leon, not to get paid is the same thing. Please let them call me, because I want to find out something. Something doesn't seem to be right. I know that the British trained many people, especially those your criminals like Buhari and the Obasanjo and the rest of them. British trained them in Sandhurst. But for them now to be going to Nigeria and recruit people to work here as a, I can't remember now. That shocked me. But again, nothing could shock you anymore in the world that we are living today. But coming back, UNESCO said you need at least 26% of your budget. We have seen all the schools. I don't have to show you, but hopefully when we are doing the software one of the week, during this week, I will show you schools. Only bataba pariwo síta lọ́sẹ̀ mama sọ pé Ekochi lọ síbẹ̀ in Ogun State, in Oyo State, schools that doesn't have roofs. Some of you know what I'm talking about. So taban bie pé kí li reason ta ṣe fẹ́ kúrò ní Nigeria sọ pé education system Nigeria Tinubu ò lè rí nǹkan ṣe sí. I know that it's talking about student loan and all that. Okay, what next? So this is the reason why Yoruba nation is not a solution. Tell them that education. Okay, if you are lucky enough to have escaped it, what about the next generation? And again, many schools today, after they will take their iPad, okay, yes, they will take their iPad. On that iPad, many of them in the UK also have the same thing, and I'm using myself because I know it's almost the same thing across the United Kingdom, and probably maybe America, I don't know. They have what they call a system that has been linked with that iPad to their school. They normally call it mathletics. And look, go and do your mathletics. Go and do your mathletics. And when they take that iPad, they log in, and it gives them, stars. It gives them, bonus. There's so many things after. I'm sure you know, anyone in the UK, you know what I'm talking about. But anyone in Nigeria, right? Internet, Nigeria ni mo mọ̀ nìkan ni pé tá bá sọ̀rọ̀ listen, why disconnect? Only but about if buy us or one data. I don't know. I can't remember the last time we are doing. I mean, some of us will do it. Probably maybe when we're traveling, we put it on the airplane mode, or if you don't want to be disturbed. But Nigeria, they mark data and switch data. So why let you pay for more tea? Oh, check the last school. Oh, most of them are not even going to school. So you can see the reason why we want to be out so that we can take care of ourselves and the next generation. Many of our some of you should be teachers. And let's give you, how much the teachers are earning in UK if you're a teacher. And don't worry, you might probably get to UK and become a teacher, but if you're coming on a particular program, like especially the COS, to come and work in the care sector, you will not be allowed to work in the teaching line. And for you to work in the teaching line, you would also have to go through a lot. But Tony right to live in the UK, there will not be any problem. Let's look at the pay scale of people that are teaching in England. Am I I gotta check this my printer because it looks like what I was printing was a lot, and the paper were enough. Please remove the damn one. So, I said sorry, Lord. You know what? You must. Nigeria, as a queen, I love to show you practicals. Practicals, Dominic can understanding continuum. So I've just pulled this out to put in my printer, which is just about a few meters away from me. It will open paper mill that I, OLAYOMI KOIKI, visited, I think about 2017. I cried when we should be producing these. But right now, you will go and import these to Nigeria. Do you know the amount of how many papers I have bought? Artificial printing, because we need it all the time continuously. These are just the basic things that you should have in your house. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ló yẹ kó ní printer nínú ilé. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ló yẹ kó ní access sí internet fáwọn ọmọ yín àtẹ̀yin. As I'm using the internet on the TV, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other devices. Kò tí sáwọn device àwọn tó wà lókè. Why are we saying that we want to save Nigeria, knowing fully well that Nigeria is not giving you the education? It will put paper mill. And what it will put paper mill in Ijebu Waterside. You will cry for what damage has been done when it comes to what should have given us hope. So taban tade tan sọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú tara is because we are just concerned. Èló ló ń ta printer. Paper, but all these things you would have to go outside, and sometimes it's not even there. Diaspora continue by. Oh, ogboro jolowo nìkan ló máa ní printer nínú ilé. Ogboro jolowo nìkan ló máa ní access internet. Ogboro jolowo nìkan làwọn ọmọ máa lọ sí top notch education school. Tí Yaya Bello fi jí $720,000 láti fi sanwó school àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ up front. And when we are sitting here, some of you think that it's because I live in UK. It's not because I live in UK. It's because I am exposed. And I've been exposed before I came to UK. My mom has been traveling before I was born. I was with my mom yesterday. Lotin travel. So when we sit here and we are telling you that there is a danger for the Yoruba people, I need to support Tinubu and to support Tinubu. Tinubu, like I said, more for Tinubu another 60 years to his age. Ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣì máa wà, gbogbo wa máa lọ, kí ló fẹ́ jẹ́ ká fi sílẹ̀, òun ni wàhálà tá à ń ṣe. It's not the benefit that we are gaining now. It's the future that I am concerned about. It's the future ni Baba Akintoye concerned. It's the future la ọmọ Igboho àti Igboho concerned about. Igboho's children are not in Nigeria. So when we are here sitting down, so gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ àwọn ọmọ olówó nìkan. And when we look at this paper now, it says, ó máa sọ quality ẹ̀, ó máa sọ eye tó lè fi print. This one now is about 500 sheets. It's about 146 whiteness. It's 80 G/M2. I don't know what other into printing. Printing is a big business. Tell them about Yoruba Nation. Printer. Oh my God, you will be making a lot of money because everything would have to be reversed back The banks will have to change the names of what they're using called Nigeria. That alone is a lot of opportunity. It's going to create even job for the fact that country today ni èmi ò sọ country tó wà lórí omi tí onítìrí sọ fún yín o. I am talking about a real country that everybody will be able to feel it. Kò ń ṣe ìtàn ṣe tán pariwo tán ṣe prayer lórí social media. I am talking about a country that you will understand that from the police station, tí bá lọ report nǹkan ní police station nísìn, wọ́n ò ní kọ sínú paper, wọ́n máa impute sínú computer so that tí bá tún lọ report ní Scotland, wọ́n á lè pull file yẹn. This is the kind of life that we are talking about. I'm also reading some of it, and if you want to call in, probably allow, maybe not today, because I'm going to be winding down very soon. But the public libraries in UK are amazing. All the UK citizens can go to the library and use it for 2 hours. 2 hours, okay. You can use it for more than, on the internet. Well, I don't even know where you stay. In my own local government here, in the London borough here, I can sit the whole day there and access internet. Do you think that Tinubu can give you a full internet services in your house? It can't, because Tinubu is only there for a very short period of time. So I'm going to go and put the paper in and then continue my printing. And like I said, I hope that my people, the Yoruba people, I just hope that you will just realize that we are not in confrontation with ourselves. We are just worried and concerned because paper is turning red. Yellow should stop. Oh my, continue listening, father. I just click OK, and then straight away it starts printing again. So gbogbo eléyìí la wà worried. Gbogbo eléyìí la ṣe ń pariwo pé a fẹ́ dá dúró, a fẹ́ kúrò nínú ràkàtì àtàwà nínú ẹ̀. Ìyẹn la ṣe ń bẹ gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá pé ẹ jẹ́ ká tẹ̀jọ́ gbé yẹ̀wò. Ṣé bá ti jọ wà nínú Nàìjíríà yìí náà? Ṣé bí nínú Nàìjíríà lèmi náà wà kí n tó jáde ní 1998. And I've been coming home even prior before Yoruba Nation. So when some of you think that, it's because our Nita Lashen sort of bad. No, it's because we have seen things. Though I'm backing the sun, which is not very good because it will be having effect on some of you watching me, but it's because sometimes I just sit like that. Now, moto tono, but to need a bit of brightness, a little bit. It's not free, it's a service, but we have to pay for it. All right. So, ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tẹ́ ń gbọ́ wa ní gbogbo ìgbà. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tá ń ṣàlàyé nǹkan fún. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tá ń sọ fún pé, okay, remove any jammed paper. I don't know which one is jammed paper. Okay, number. So, ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tá ń sọ fún pé ìrìn àjò yìí tí Ọlọ́run ti dá kò sẹ́ni kankan tó lè pàánù ẹ̀ pàlú láìtàlá ẹ lè gbìyànjú ni. Táwọn ọmọ mi bá dé wá wọn yanjú ẹ̀ because I don't know what's going on. Anyway, tó bá dé àwọn yanjú ẹ̀ fún mi. So ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa tá à ń sọ fún lórí ìrìn àjò yìí tá à ń sọ fún ó wà lábẹ́ àtẹ́gbà ń bẹ̀yìn. Mo ti fi glasses mi sí nísìn. Kò jẹ́ kó rí. Mo fẹ́ fún yín ní èèlò láwọn teachers ń gbà ní UK. When it comes to their salary, their pay package. And remember that you cannot convert this to Naira. It is subject to Ibito Luka Lukubawa. Moki bugbe yawa iyabo olubumi moki yawa mofoluwa ke moki bugbe inteti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa látorí Instagram. Àtẹ̀yìntẹ̀ ń gbọ́ mi lórí Twitter space. We're live on Twitter. Which is this. We are live on Twitter space. We have a couple of our brothers and sisters that have joined as usual. I have a couple of my Biafras. I have Mr. Bashir. I have the Biafra. I was listening quietly as Simon Ekpa was being hosted by those in Dublin. Money was being put down. Bobo Konfi, somebody paid $1,000. I don't know what they were doing there, but the guy said that they must not open whatever, they must not reveal it until Simon Ekpa goes to the next country, which is like, it travels through every country for presentation. And then, another person came up and said, I'll lock it with 1,250. This movement, it needs a lot of money. I am not talking about personal money for myself, money for the movement. Money. Owó la fi ń ṣe ìrìn àjò. Even the politicians are stealing so much money so that they can subdue you. So tẹ́ bá máa ń talk pé need owó, máa ń wonder pé by now we should be having leaflet in the millions. Ó yẹ kó ti máa print ẹ̀, ká ti máa distribute ẹ̀. Tokyo says, I hope our people will understand all this. You have done enough to liberate our people, but it seems they believe in all their politicians' lies. They will get through to it. We will all get through with it one day, like Bara Jesu Christi. Mr. Diwali Samson said, you are doing very well, Mr. Koiki. Mr. Oladimeji Michael said, yes, Almighty Jehovah has done it spiritually. Just few more moments. Yes, I know that spiritually the country has broken. I've listened to Prophet Mayowa, June Prophecies. I am not here to sell prophecy to you, but I know that very soon, like that our mother says, all hell will lose in Nigeria. You know what that means? All hell will lose. And I think I have a couple of comments that is coming through as well. Let me read those comments. But let's go straight with, according to they're called, I mean, Autobawa and teaching line in UK will understand all this, but it just says, okay, I don't want to do survey. Why isn't, okay, let's open it again. According to the NASUWT, the Teachers Union, pay scales in England. Thank you so much, Mr. Okunta. They want to, please don't get tired, Koiki. It's blood, no blood in me. I don't get tired. I can go away for a couple of days, but I don't get. Mokim, brother, me, Emiola Oluwaseun, and many of you that have joined us on all the platforms today. Idowu Michael, shout out to you. Mr. Lale Konke, shout out to you. Mr. Yinka Ogundele Sokwe, Nigeria is gone forever, and there's no doubt about it. Mr. Femi Olani, God bless Yoruba Nation. Koikimedia, Pa Akintoye, and one and only Oshaibuwo. We are waiting patiently for the Yoruba Nation now. Mr. Luasheyi Omifisayo, thank you so much. Queen Omolara Eshegoni, Wana Kweto. Mr. Dediran Ojoyeye Mokinyi, Idewu Matthew, good afternoon. Olas J Universe, Mr. Kolawole Kilo Adesonya, Noni Ekun Okwa Nigeria, and he also say happy birthday to you, my chairman. Prince Adebayo Shito, shout out to you. Mr. Muiwa Samuel, and when we do call you out, just appreciating you, just like you are appreciating us as well. Mr. Oladipupo say Nigeria is not even falling down; it is already gone already. Akim Ayodele, my brother. Ganielo Yode, Ifani Moleaye, Mokinyi, brother me, Aboro Aboye. Shout out to Ayinde Utsman, Rafiu Mukibu Bentewa, in the northern part of the country, the southeast. Oye Kami, Fakbomuda, brother mi dada. Brother, I know gbogbo Nigeria ti gbé over you, Tony, ti gbé regional government deal. Like I said, you know, it is a proposal. It is not yet even adopted. It is not even in the House of Assembly at all. It was just an ordinary citizen that wrote it. And like I said, I do appreciate the brother that has been with us. And now that we know the name very well, but we appreciate him that he has given a conscious mind for those that still believe that a regional government can still happen. Mr. Oladipupo, thank you so much. And let's come back again. The pay scales in England, and I'll be reading some of the comments from Waris, Zinodo, and the rest of you. The comments are popping in as quickly as possible. I still have, a few more, time, but as soon as I can get signal, I'll start winding down. Mokia mi comfort or do tawani. Well done. Èèyàn mi Ọlọ́run yóò ràn yín lọ́wọ́. Hey, ẹ má bínú lórúkọ Jésù. Pé Yorùbá mi get as a bay. I am not that, I mean, how I passed my Yoruba in my WAEC, I don't even know. But let's go on the teacher's grade. If you're a teacher pay scales for England, excluding London and the fringe. The pay value below are those published in the STPCD, and the fall short of our demand for a 10% increase. I want to offer increase. Everybody wants increase. The 14 years of the conservative, we are tired. They've drained us. I'm not joking. Yes, we look fresh. We are doing very well. I have food in my house. My wife went out yesterday. She was mourning, complaining. And I'm being honest with you. I'm trying to be real. Though I cannot tell you as many things about me, but I'm trying to be real. This is the bill that my wife has left with me. She wants me to pay it for her. And I say, I don't even have it. She was out yesterday in Asda, and £50, 99p. There was a total savings of minus £2 30p. That means she ended up paying £48 69p. Lano. Ẹ ti máa ṣe sí náírà, ẹ má bá wa ṣe sí náírà. Àwọn ògbówó náírà níbí báyìí, pounds ló fi ń sanwó fún wa. Ti lọ síbi iṣẹ́ nísìn. £48 69. That is what she spent. Kò tí sówó ta lọ ná ní Costco. Ìyẹn over £200. The cost of living in the UK is rising up. Èèyàn kan pè mí lánàá ní Mr. Koiki, ẹ jọ̀ọ́. Gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ bá rí pé ó ní iṣẹ́ nílùú yìí, ó níwèé o. Tó nídìí èèyàn ní weekend, òun ò mind. People are working hard. But nígbà tẹ́ni yẹn pè mí, I was a bit concerned because iṣẹ́ tó náà ń ṣe, I don't want to go into too much details. We know people when they call us like that, you know, we gotta also, because when you start talking, there will be some of their friends, and so we try to twist it a little bit, but these are real stories. I get calls every day for different problems. I was a bit worried that, owó tẹ́ni ibi tẹ́tí ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn owó yẹn máa pọ̀ díẹ̀. Ìyàwó iná dẹ̀ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ó ní yẹn. Wọ́n dẹ̀ sí lórí COS. These are people that live here. Wọ́n ní òun gbé outside London. Ìyàwó ń gbé ní, you know. I was a bit worried and concerned. And straight away, money, I hope that people at home, you are not sending so much money to them. And he said, yes, they have parents. So both the wife and the husband, and when what rely lórí àwọn tó wà ní Nigeria, I'm sure a lot of us understand what I'm talking about. I'm serious. Ibi tó ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ mo fẹ́ reveal it. Owó tó wọ́n pé ìkan ṣẹlẹ̀ nílùú yìí o, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà ń lé ẹ fún wa pressure gan, kò ń ṣe fault yín. It's the system that has failed in all ramification. And the system yẹn ládẹ́ sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ ká jábọ́ kúrò nínú system yìí ká bọ́lẹ̀ ń bẹ̀. Inú àwọn tó sọ pé lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ mo ní wọ́n gbọ́ lọ́wọ́ yín ní Nàìjíríà ni. Ó ní Mr. Koiki. Ẹ ṣáàbà mi wáṣẹ weekend yẹn. I was shocked. I was worried. I was concerned for this, my brother. He's been in this country for 3 years. The family at home, àwọn àtìyàwó ẹ̀ òun lórí láìlè lórí láti lè fún kọsún inú. Safety domain say by 2024 budget, there's only a shegoni, and I gotta keep this. I'm gonna even send it to my email because because I'm a topic ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ ni. So when you also have a background to a topic that we are discussing, you know, just make sure I can verify as well. But again, so safety domain has just given us the breakdown to the budget for 2024. Tí President Bola Ahmed Tinubu tó gbé síta. Yami Bola Okeni, they have to put pressure on the government, not we that we are starving here overseas. And the people lele yawo mi gbele mi lọ́wọ́ ni kó máa mú lọ. Richard Igbori ibi tí mo jókòó sí ni. Tó kọ́ ẹ mọ̀ mọ́. Ìyá ṣe sùúrù kí ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí. Aláìpọ̀ o. Àwọn owó tó dẹ̀ lọ rà náà nísìn. Náà kò ṣàmì. So we are going through a lot. Now, nígbà tí ìyàwó mi béèrè £50 nísìn tó ní kí n dá £50 padà fún un, tí wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé onídòwó, ta ni máa kọ́kọ́ fún ní priority? You can see that, you know, àwa náà rọ́jú ni. And that is why we are happy that this labor, ẹ bá wa pressurize Tinubu, ẹ má yẹ kó bribe yín. Let the tó bá lówó kọ́wọ́ bí tó ti fẹ́ rí. Because the workers that are not paid properly, àwa la tún máa fund wọn. How can I be sending money to somebody that is working for Lagos State government? How can I be sending money to somebody working for Kogi State government? Ilé ẹ̀kẹ́ lówó now. And I know in Nigeria there's all kind of money. Nigeria ló lè sùn kó di millionaire for whatever reason. But we don't know how these things work. Owó olè, owó yahoo, owó ritual, owó oya gbà lọ ṣá máa lọ invested, owó tó ti jí. So, and it's because the whole system is collapsed. So safety domain has given me something to work with. 2024 budget, has 7.9% allocated to education. 5% péré ni wọ́n allocate to healthcare. 12% to security and defense. That is not there. And 30% to debt servicing. And 36% to recurrent expedition that satisfy their greed. Ah! Wala wow. 5% for health. Let me send this to my email. My phone email, these are the fees. I mean, what the teachers are earning in the UK. I want to bear from 10% increase. Ah! I want to I can now see why people are just dying. Sending this to my email. Ah, my show. I know my Yoruba. Sherry, mo ní kẹ́ má nífẹ̀ẹ́ Tinubu. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà ńlẹ̀ nísìn, ó ti ju ọ̀rọ̀ ìfẹ́ ta ní sí Tinubu lọ. Mo kí Mr. Samson Cairo, triple DRS ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Wọ́n ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣì máa wọrí M1. Mr. Farami Electronics, only please reply my message. I need help. Tó bá ti sọ̀rọ̀ owó, ṣẹ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ owó dẹ̀ bá gbọ́ wá síbí báyìí, mo sorry. And I'm being honest. Gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń já sára náà, ọ̀nà ti pọ̀ jù. Ah! Kí ló dé? Ẹ jẹ́ láàárọ̀ báyìí, Mr. Koiki. Wá sọjú nù fẹ́ lómi gan-an tó padà wò pé, bomi la fi ṣe, ó ń ṣe Dangote. So ẹjọ́ Mr. Farami tó bá ti jọ́rọ̀ owó, tó bá tí ò ń sọ̀rọ̀ owó, ẹ reach out sí mi lẹ́yìn. So bó bá ti jọ́rọ̀ lówó dé, ẹjọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ lówó dé yẹn kò sí nǹkan tá lè ṣe sí níbí báyìí. Ẹ lè try another platform. Gbogbo oríṣiríṣi platform ló wà, àwọn kan máa ń gbà àwọn èèyàn gbọ́ owó. Àwọn ò ń ṣe níbí báyìí. Kò tá bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, ó máa gbé wa kúrò lórí ìrìnàjò tó dání. So mo kí àwa comfort ológun jà. So ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré padà sí èlò láwọn teachers ń gbà ní UK. According to the pay grade in the UK, tó bá wà as at 1st of September 2022 títí di August, minimum main pay range tó ń pè ní NPR ó dẹ̀ ti lọ sókè by £2,000. So ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́ lo ti 2024 ká má lọ padà sẹ́yìn, ìwájú là ń lọ. So according to the report, by last year September, ó dẹ̀ máa elapse títí di August bí àwọn máa wá review ẹ̀. If you are mean M1, àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní teacher nílùú ìlú máa understand, you're earning £30,000. Tó bá wà ní M2, ó ṣe wá jẹ́ àwọn bíi M1, M2, triple DRS, ibi tí Koiki tún já sí dírọ̀lẹ́ yìí. M1, M2, M3, M4, M5. Ta ló jẹ́ teacher tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ nílùú yìí tó wà lórí program wa, àbí tó bá yẹ pé tẹ bá tún wò, ẹ bá mi fi sínú comment section. Kí ni meaning M2? M1 tó ń dárúkọ yìí, ibi táwa like gangan nìyẹn. M1, M2, M3, M4 gan wà, M5 gan wà, maximum M6. So èyí tẹ́ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní teaching line, you will understand. I know you are busy now because ẹ wà ní school nísìn, so I'm sure tẹ́ bá ṣe tán lẹ́ máa rí program yìí wò táwọn student ò bá ti fún yín ní pressure. So M2, you're earning £31,737. Tó bá wà lórí M3, you're earning £33,814. Tó bá wà lórí M4, £36,051. Tó bá wà lórí M5, you're earning £38,330. Tó bá wà lórí maximum M6, àwọn èèyàn dà pé ó gbórí sókè díẹ̀, £41,333. Tó bá tó wà lọ sórí U1, ó dà pé àwọn èèyàn upper pay range ló ń pè àwọn èèyàn £43,000. Tó bá wà lórí U2, you're earning £44,000. Tó bá wà lórí maximum U2, you're earning £46,000. Tó bá wà ní teaching and learning responsibility, tó ń pè ní TLR, you're earning about £15,000 to £9,000. So, sure those who are working in the school sector understand all these. Let's focus back again on the education. Safety domain. Koiki, I am tired of requests coming from Nigeria. I have 4 requests for money on my table now. I had no choice but to respond to one of them as I got up from the bed this morning, remaining 3 people. I'm not going to go too much detail. I have responded to 2 today already. Meji, but I won't go into all the details. Mokia Miyetunde Ibrahim. Nigeria is for some people, not for all. And to be honest with you, I was on a program. I believe, in whatever religion that is out there, even though some people disagree with it. But like I said, I don't want to be talking about it to make it look like more already big give testimony. But she give testimony. Oh no, comedian. And to about program, to understand bit mo nlo. Oni ọ̀kan wá síbẹ̀ bí ó ní problem náà ni. Òun dẹ̀ náà máa fún ní 1 million. Tèmi kan bá ní 1 million lọ́wọ́ mi báyìí, inú mi á máa dùn kẹ́. Parent tó fún mi ní 1 million. From 1 million, somebody donated as well from there. Somebody donate immediately from there. Girl, or whoever the woman is, went on with good amount of money. But it's because of only health crisis. It is only in Nigeria that we know that some people are doing very well, but the majority are not. And oríṣiríṣi owó ló wà nínú country yẹn. Àwọn owó tó clean wà. Àwọn tó clean wà. Ó dẹ̀ wà káàkiri lágbàáyé náà ni. Kò ṣe Nigeria nìkan. But the most important thing that we just want to go back to it, because this is a very short, one. Baba Kito it is someone in contact lane. Audio tí mo release lẹ́ni 16 minutes ni. Video yẹn gan ti ready. Yeah, video yẹn máa wá sórí YouTube. But mo ti release audio. The video yẹn gan is 17 minutes. Eléyìí tí mo kà nísìn gan sef kò tẹ̀ lè tó 3-5 minutes. Ìtí mo kà nísìn. These are just part of the reason why Tasina fe kúrò ní Nigeria. Nothing more. I will not touch the next one. I will treat throughout the whole week so that I'll expatiate, I'll sorry. You can send comments to Anise Mufeka. Okay, request. Okay, none. Yami Mofolua Kesopela Yomi, I am tired to share this video to inform our people not to stress the diaspora financially, but there is no share slot. Tebani number me for me WhatsApp message, my share every day. Everybody follow me lori Koikimedia WhatsApp group page. We have numbers of people there, and we share our content there all the time, and some other informations. So share button lati wa bi e korini. I'm not using landscape. I'm using this. So sometimes we are leshiri. So, cannot stress too much on the program this afternoon. Let's go back again to the strike that is going on in Nigeria. If you want to add, probably for the next 10 maximum, less than that. About calling láti dá sọ̀rọ̀ tó wà lẹ̀ nípa education tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí, or nípa ìta ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ náà, or nípa the àwọn NLC. You can. I have about 10 minutes because call Komawani saying that will take me out of my seat and I have to end the program officially. Program without ending it. Okoya following it no go better for Nigeria. Ashelede Dumari. Mr. Ogunpeju Oyeyemi Williams. Nigeria is very poor. The education system is nothing to write to anymore. So let's just keep and say what are the latest updates when it comes to the strike, and then we say a very good afternoon. I might come back out. If I don't, this is the second program for the day. If I'm not out again, you all know that you can follow me on especially the X. Don't put in Twitter. You may know the account the X. Don't put in Twitter. A register phone. So let me just look at it again. Wow. According to this user on the X at Sammy Great One, I still don't trust the NLC and the TUC, but I am carefully hoping that this strike will yield something meaningful and they won't back out before then. Minimum wage in Nigeria should be at least 150,000 naira. I don't know. I don't live in Nigeria, but whatever the minimum wage should be, should be. 5 minutes ago, according to the cable index, the federal government has invited the leaders of the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, TUC, for an emergency meeting over the ongoing indefinite nation strike. So for now, that means that the strike goes on again tomorrow. I don't know. But whatever it is, something must make Nigeria to collapse. That is my own take. I have family there, and not all of them I can take care of as well. I have many other people that I want to take care. I can't. So let's go further again. And I'm giving you some of the, because Twitter, the good thing about X is it gives you up to date. No court will sit until further notice or your judicial workers join NLC. So you can see that this is going to be, a big, big thing. So àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ní ilé-iṣẹ́ tó ti ń ṣe ẹjọ́ ní Ọ̀yọ́, wọ́n ní kíni, wọ́n náwọn náà ti join. 30 minutes ago, workers comply with the nationwide strike according to the Nation Nigeria. They've sealed the federal secretariat in Abuja. Ìyẹn tẹ̀ dábẹ́, kò sẹ́ni tó máa kó sójà jáde tó máa know anybody. Again, you might feel a little bit concerned with this one. About 5 hours ago, nurses and midwives joined the nationwide strike. I know the junior doctors are going on strike here in UK, but the way they go out on their strike is different from UK. I mean, is different from Nigeria. So I'm on for a couple of days. I just want to tell you when they're going to be on strike, and that means an appointment. I want Yawa, Eyomo, there will be a strike. This was 5 days ago, according to the British medical. So Nigeria and strike everywhere around the world. A strike. Strike in the pattern. Junior doctors have announced new strike date in England ahead of the general election. Junior doctors in England have announced a new strike date ahead of the general election as Rishi Sunak continues to refuse to meet junior doctors' demands for a roadmap to restore pay lost over the last 15 years. After 3 months of talks between the junior doctors in England and the government, the Prime Minister has still made no credible offer to the junior doctors. After the general election was called last week, the British Medical Association gave the government a final opportunity. So, báwọn NLC náà ṣe ń sọ fún tó pé nígbà fún ẹ. So, mo fẹ́ jẹ́ kẹ́ rí pé Koiki ṣe wá off ni. No. For me, whatever is going to collapse Nigeria quicker is better. Ìyẹn ló máa jẹ́ kó gbogbo orí wa reset àtèmi àtiwọ́. Because the country cannot survive. So, just the same thing here. UK government kò bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀, kò bá wọn junior doctor sọ̀rọ̀. So the opportunities have not been taken. So after the general election was called last week, the British Medical Association, Peter George, thank you so much. God bless you, Baba. I think this is the right time to close our heart and mind against the people in Nigeria in terms of money aspect. Maybe their brain will be reset. Peter George. Condition. Anyway, let me not go there. Let me just leave that. So, we've gave the government a final opportunity to make an offer and avoid a strike. This opportunity has not been taken. As a result, the British Medical Association, the Junior Doctors Committee, has decided to announce further strike date, which will take place in the run-up to the general election. This will involve a full walkout by the junior doctors beginning at 7 a.m. on the 27th of June, and it will end on the 2nd. So, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2. So, for 6 days, the junior doctors will be out. So, do you know what is going to happen? Now, àwọn kan ti gba lẹ́tà nílùú pé on the 27th, ló máa ṣe operation wọn. That means that kò sí operation níjọ́ yẹn o. Àwọn kan ti ní appointment ní on the 30. Wọ́n wò mí báyìí nísìn. Láti on the 30 yẹn, operation yẹn, bamba sha, àbí bamba sáré ló máa ń sọ. So these also have impact and big impact because àwọn tó máa ṣe operation yẹn lọ́nà àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọ́n daṣẹ́lẹ̀. So the same thing, kò dẹ̀ rí pé advanced country lélẹ̀, kò wá compare sí zoological country tó pé Nigeria yẹn. You can see why it is important that Yoruba people support the self-determination. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ sọ pé wọ́n máa restructure. Before I go again, letter tí ó ń circulate àbí tó ń sọ pé bill kò ń ṣe bill o. Proposal tó bá nìkan proposal àti sọ dictionary meaning ẹ̀.
Proposal.
Ẹ jẹ́ n allow the laptop with there because many of people are running with it. Wọ́n náà wọ́n náà dáná náà wọ́n gbà. I don't have any evidence to that. But ẹni tó kọ proposal ni.
Proposal.
Wọ́n kọ pé bóyá wọ́n máa gbà wọlé, but àwọn ò lè reps sọ pé àwọn ọ̀gbá wọlé wọ́n ò lè ṣe kankan lórí strike tó lọ nísìn wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ gbà yẹn kódà wọ́n náà ti lọ́kọ̀ omi èmi ò máa ń train it mọ̀ sí l'Abuja wọ́n ní omi ò wọnú National Assembly tó bá ti lọ yàgbẹ́ kó fi tissue paper tó bá yá ìgbẹ́yìn á máa pile up because tó o bá sómi tó máa fi flush ní toilet ìgbẹ́yìn ṣé o mọ̀ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ wà exclusive àwọn gbádùn kò dàbí ìwọ tó yẹ pé tó bá máa yàgbẹ́ nísìn o máa bọ́ sẹ́yìn ilé ẹ wàá dígì lẹ̀ wàá yá yẹn síbẹ̀ wàá dà màníọ̀ náà ni oníṣẹ́ tó máa ń ṣe lára tó bá ti germinate ti gbogbo ẹ̀ tó fọ́ pẹ́pẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ mi ò yẹ nísìn but àwọn nísìn WC làwọn máa ń jókòó sí kódà mo mọ̀ bí afáàní máa wà níbẹ̀ á yàgbẹ́ yẹn but nísìn tó bá ti yàgbẹ́ kò sẹ́ni tó máa jẹ́ kó flush torí pé omi ò wọlé lọ́kẹ̀ kára ní àwọn náà díẹ̀ so ó kàn jẹ́ pé mẹ̀kúnnù lọ ara máa ní jò ní mọ̀mísí tèmi gọ́ mọ̀mísí mi ní 2007 wọ́n fi padà sí UK strike báyìí náà indefinite strike nígbà tí Jonathan wà níbẹ̀ bó ṣe di pé wọlé padà for weeks so yín tẹ́ wà nílé extension lọ́lídé yẹn má wọrí ẹ kò sọ fún ibiṣẹ́ ní UK pé àbí lamẹ́ríkà àbí ní Canada pé strike ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ airline ò ṣiṣẹ́ o because èmi ò mọ bí airline ṣe fẹ́ ṣiṣẹ́ because you need staff at the airport wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ check luggage yìí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ ṣé airline tó yẹ pé àwọn tó máa gba plane nìkan tó yẹ pé iṣẹ́ tiwọn ni pé kó dúró kí gbogbo security gbogbo ẹrù yín àwọn tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn lọ ti strike báyìí gbogbo á máa jẹ breakfast. mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo wa lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí thank you so much tí mo bá dárúkọ yín for whatever reasons like I always say we just appreciate you all kí n lè take a preparation ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà ẹ ṣé gan ni mo kí gbogbo ẹni tí ìlànà ọmọ Oòduà ní gbogbo ibi tẹ́ bá wà ní Ogun State ní Canada ìyá mi Bọ́ládé Israel ní in a country where counselor monthly salary is huge more than the teachers is this not a cheat country nonsense a mad country I am Yoruba and I remain Yoruba. How are you? Copman, good afternoon, last man standing. Good afternoon to you as well. So it's a bright weather. Our nothing was sleeveless. Ẹ rí pé ìtì máa ń wọ̀ tí máa fi ń bora tó tutù máa mú yàn ìhẹ́n àwọn abẹ̀sí ń wọ lé. So mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí. Mr. Olawon Ibrahim, I swear Nigeria is already gone because day by day the system of government in Nigeria is swallowed in debt and never rising again. Ìyá mi Bolúwa ti fẹ́ sọ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìgbẹ́ máa ń di fertilizer náà ni. Àkọ́fẹ́ gbẹ màálù tó máa oko tó máa di fertilizer yẹn kọ́ la fẹ́ kọ́ lọ ṣe ranching. Mo kẹ́ KZ411 mo kí gbogbo ẹni tẹ́ darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní àsìkò tí a ṣe ètò yìí. Brother mi lórí Instagram mo rí ẹ àwọn ọmọ kan bẹ́ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ mẹ́ta. So like I always say we all have our preferences. Preferences mean pé ẹ̀yin kan fẹ́ kí Nàìjíríà kó lọ. I don't know why. Èmi ò mọ̀ tẹ́ ń rí nínú Nàìjíríà. Mo kí brother mi but they want it well done whatever well done White Lion you are the best. Ọlọ́run nìkan ni the best. I am only doing tẹ́yìn náà bá wà ní position mi you will do far better than what I'm doing. It's just that èmi ti ń prepare fún nǹkan báyìí and bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo rí ẹ mo ti rí mo fi dárúkọ ẹ ní èèyàn mi dáadáa yóò ṣe ń lo Mercedes yẹn àbẹ ti tà dànù ẹ ti ra Range Rover mo rí pẹ̀lú ọjọ́ òye níjọ́ òní nílọrin àbá àgbà owó ti pọ̀ jù gbogbo àwọn tàjọ jẹ́ pàdé ní àwọn ní Koiki gbà ló wá di kíni ikọ̀ pè mí ikọ̀ náà pásítọ̀ mọ́ ẹ wà lórí program ẹ ti gbé mọ́tò ẹ lọ sí Nàìjíríà àwọn máa lò gbẹ òkè ẹ̀pẹ́lẹ́ ti ṣe oyè yẹn mo rò pé Ìlọrin ni èèyàn mi dáadáa ni aláì gbogbo èèyàn ló fẹ́ kí tàbá ní pé Nàìjíríà dùn ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń dùn ó ṣe mọ̀ kókó ẹ̀ pé torí pé Nàìjíríà is the country la ṣe máa sọ pé Nàìjíríà dùn Nàìjíríà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló ń dùn mo ní pàdé mi kan nísìn ó lè tẹkọ̀ sí Nàìjíríà nísìn wàláì ó ṣe ṣìnà ju kí ló dálẹ̀ lọ àdẹ̀dẹ̀ láàárọ̀ Monday but it is what it is. They've taken us backwards and there's no doubt about it. Whether you believe in the APC, I don't know to see APC member, PDP member, but I sọ ọ̀rọ̀ future làwọn sọ nísìn, kọ pàdé mi ẹni Koiki olórí òpè ó náà tó ń torí ẹjà oníwọ̀ lísìn sí ẹ̀ wọ́n ń jó gẹ̀lẹ̀dẹ̀ lórí TikTok mo ní kọ́ máa wọ̀rí iṣẹ́ tó lukálukú gbà ibiṣẹ́ kan ni wọ́n náà lọ ń ṣe tó ń sanwó fún ẹ bọ́ọ̀bà sanwó fẹ́mi lélẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn ń tọ́jú mi wọ́n fàdúrà ràn mí lọ́wọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwọn ẹni tí mò ń sọ wọ́n mọ pàdé mi yẹn ó tẹ̀ tó dà parẹ́ ti wálẹ̀ díẹ̀ nísìn ó pè wọ́n ní Koiki orí ò pè ta ló ran iṣẹ́ gbogbo ilé tó ń ṣe fáwọn ìfọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà sílẹ̀ o but kò á lè fi sílẹ̀ it is what it is so but I just hope that do I trust pé Tinubu máa ṣe nǹkan kan I always say no but Ọlọ́run lè kò sí nínú anything lè ṣẹlẹ̀ but as I look at it Tinubu is a weaker element ó gbọ́dọ̀ prove for me 1 year Tinubu sọ pé terrorist làwọn bandit for me that is one signal mo kàn fún ilé ẹyọ kan ni o Buhari pè wọ́n ní bandit Tinubu náà tún pè wọ́n ní bandit Tinubu kàwé ju Buhari lọ náà ẹni kí Tinubu pè wọ́n ní terrorist ká mọ̀ pé terrorist ni wọ́n ó wá ń pè àwọn IPOB ní terrorist I am not here to defend the IPOB ṣẹ̀rípọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ó ṣe díẹ̀ ṣẹ̀rí pé mo fáyà gan lánàá yọ̀n bá èyí ń pa IPOB ní terrorist àwọn èèyàn pààyàn sínú ilé wọn jíyàn gbé wọn ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi ẹ pè wọ́n ní terrorist ẹ pè wọ́n ní bandit kọbẹ̀lẹ́ dùn àrẹ kó wà pẹ̀lú wa if you are anyway máa pẹ̀ tó bá yẹ pé the same number if not máa send message máa pẹ̀ lórí Instagram so I gotta go now Anthem gan kò ní ṣe kà mo kí gbogbo wa kọlù tí mo ti ń retí yẹn hello all right èèyàn wa àrẹ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ I gotta go now mo kí gbogbo alẹ́ nǹkan sí iṣẹ́ wa fún lẹ́wọ́ forílẹ̀ ibi wa kàgbéga falẹ̀rí ìgbàgbọ́ wà ní pé bàtí bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ́ ká máa lépa ìtẹ̀síwájú fọ́pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sípò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ní ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ dáadáa bàbá bá ń send ẹ̀ sínú Instagram message màá lè pè ẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ níta ìgbàwó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀gàn sẹ̀ olówó wà láyé yẹn owó wà lọ́wọ́ àwọn yẹn the brief as well if you don't see me coming back we'll come out again some other time one love bí àṣà òṣà ńlá ẹ ṣé gan ni gbogbo wa thanks so much bye for now help me send the number to the WhatsApp màá pè tí bá ti wọlé padà. One love, my brother. I love you so much. Thank you so much. Ẹ pé à ń bára wa jà. Ọmọ Yorùbá tó bá agree gan à ń bára. I mean you have tried a lot. Your reward is huge. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fi hàn sílẹ̀. Thank you so much. It will take over 300 years. Ẹ lọ́jú rẹ̀ kókó àìṣe gọ́dí. Àdúrà wa gbà lórúkọ Jésù Kristi. Thank you so much.